If I knew someone that was thinking about coming to the immersion program, it's really fun here. We learn a lot. Even though over the summer we forget a few words, we learn them. My favorite part is that we all know each other, and it's really fun to help other people writing words, because then they go, oh yeah, I remember that.
Oh, thanks.
The goals of our Mandarin dual language immersion program are to educate our students in a full immersive setting, build their skills in reading, writing, speaking, listening in Mandarin, along with their skills in English, and for our students to complete a full immersion program from kindergarten to 12th grade, with the plan that when they graduate from high school, they will receive the seal of biliteracy in Mandarin.
We enrolled Dominique in the program because we thought it was a great opportunity for her to learn a second language. We have no one in the family that actually speaks a second language.
I've been asked a lot, why should a child be a part of a Mandarin dual language program? Some of the behind-the-scenes benefits that the children do receive is what's going on inside of their head.
Bilingual children are better at creative thinking, also called divergent thinking. It is the ability to find solutions to problems that are more original. Bilinguals are also better at metalinguistic awareness, which is an understanding of how language and its elements work. And there's also increased memory, increased listening skills.
For the students, if they can learn a second language at a very young age, they can learn really fast. They can acquire the language very efficiently. So sometimes I'm also amazed by their performance too.
They have the linguistic ability to speak another language, and that just opens many doors for them. And I feel a lot of jobs are looking for staff who is able to speak another language, and in particular Mandarin. It's one of the most high demand languages.
I would use Mandarin in my career when I get older as a fashion designer and a singer.
One of the reasons that I chose to work here was because I learned English as my second language, and it was a very difficult path because I was separated from the mainstream class. I was placed in an English learner class, ESL class, and I was never able to interact with the mainstream kids, so it was difficult. And homework was a struggle too. I had to translate everything word by word. And what my dad did was that he erased everything, and he told me that you have to learn the language naturally. You do not translate word by word. And that is what this program is about. The teacher only allows to speak in Mandarin, and therefore the kids have to speak to the teacher in Chinese.
As a kindergarten teacher, since most of my students do not have any Mandarin background, they come to me in the beginning of school year not knowing a word I'm saying. So a lot of things that are often taken for granted, phrases such as please sit down, please stand up, they just look at me with blank faces. So I have to think of multiple ways to communicate, whether it's through using body language, through using visuals, or role-playing. We're just constantly thinking of new ways to work with our students so they understand us.
Our program is in its 4th year at Field, and being a new program, we do have some challenges.
Teaching material, textbook, and storybooks, it's difficult to find them in Chinese language.
Science book, because we learn science in Chinese, but I do not have a lot of science book for them to read.
We've had to spend a lot of time translating materials and looking for materials that match our state curriculum.
Even though my husband and I both speak some Chinese, our older two don't know Chinese.
When my grandma comes, she doesn't like us talking to her in English. My brother and sister have to ask me, what does that mean? What did she just tell me? Is it good? Is it bad? My grandma calls me 小翻译员, which means little translator. It's funny, but it makes me feel proud.
不行，如果有一个数字是4，他们就会说不要，我要换掉。对。
Funding is also a big challenge.
Because of the Pasadena Unified School District and state budget cuts, It's been difficult to support some of the positions and staff that we need, so we've been earnestly raising capital towards that and are committed towards raising capital in the next year while this program continues to grow.
Another challenge that we face right now is the staffing, finding a Mandarin teacher who's able to speak and write in Chinese fluently and also is fluent in English, and they need to have a certain credential for it. Even substitutes, we're having a hard time.
Parents tell me, after school they were at a supermarket and their child was able to speak to a native Chinese speaker when their student isn't a native speaker.
When we go to restaurants, the waiters and waitresses think it's abnormal for me to talk Chinese, so they're always trying to get me to say something more. So it's kind of weird, but you get used to it.
I talked to one of Mommy's friends, and it felt good to talk to her in Mandarin.
To hear that, it's really rewarding for me, and it just confirms that whatever I teach the students, it becomes their own.
I wouldn't give up doing the Mandarin program because I would miss learning a second language.
来长城饭店地上
他们真的会做那个吗？
会，如果你去中国，他们会做那个。
我觉得他们会做这个厉害。
有的，对，他们会一边。
How do you like the program?
I like it.
Everyone is invited to come see our program. I can tell you about it, you can read about it, but really the power is when you come in and you watch our kids and you see what they can do, and they will amaze you.